Hey, welcome to the Cigar Room. I want to give a shout out to Stock the Bar Premium Vodka. I have the opportunity to say I'm one of their brand ambassadors, and I appreciate y'all and thank y'all so much for the opportunity. Cerebella Essentials for all your general purpose man cave and cigar room needs. These are the best candles on the market. I'm telling y'all, JM Patriarch Cigars, great brand, great owner, extraordinary cigars. JM Patriarch Cigars. So I want to say how much I appreciate everyone and thank you for all your continued support of the Cigar Room Show. This has been amazing so far, and I'm so appreciative. Today, I wanted to get into your idea, your dream, your passion is waiting on you. A lot of people, myself speaking from experience, sometimes don't realize that the thing you keep doubting yourself on, the things that you really want to do, the progress you really want to see in your life, the things you want to see become a lot better version of itself or become an existence in your life, it's just waiting on you. Waiting for you to get out your own way. A lot of times people will say, I'm waiting on the perfect time, the right time. And people will say, I'm trying to get things together. And I respect that and I understand that. But a lot of times, what you're wanting to do is waiting on you. Just to start getting activated. To start doing something. I heard a lot of people say, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, there's no perfect time. There's no right time. Now, there's times that are more convenient than the other times in your life, and you have a lot more maturity and a lot more resources available to you, and things are working out better. But I kept hearing there's no perfect time, there's no right time. But when you look in hindsight, you'll think like, oh, that was the perfect time. It all worked out. That was the perfect time, how it all came together, and I just knew it was right. I thought, I've said that before. And what I thought about now in hindsight is that it was really just me getting up and getting out my own way. That's really what it was. It was me just getting out of my own way. And it really felt like it was the right time. But really, I just started activating the things that I already was supposed to be doing. And my idea, my dream, my passion, whatever it may be, the thing that I really wanted to do was really just waiting on me. So, for example, what you see here now, the Cigar Room Show. I sat on this idea for about a year and a half. I sat on it. And initially, when I was putting together this cigar room, I wanted a space where I could smoke my cigars and during the pandemic. That was the original idea. I'm going to put together a cigar room for myself and, kind of like a secondary man cave, but a place where I could smoke my cigars because I enjoy cigars. So then, shout out to my old lady, Charmel, she tells me what I should do with it. And I gotta be perfectly honest with you, I was not with it at first. I did not want to. To be real, I thought it was a lot more intellectual people y'all could hear from besides me. I thought it was a lot more experienced people and people who have a lot better understanding of different things and perspective than myself. But look at that. That was me doubting myself, beating myself up, doing the exact thing I wouldn't suggest anyone else to do to themselves, and look at me doing it. I don't know how many of y'all can out there relate to it. It's like you give better advice to others than you do yourself. But that's what I did. And I had to wake up, snap out of it, because I did that to myself. And sometimes I do it to myself to a point where it's like I doubt the thing that I know I'm capable of. At this point in my life, there was different points in my life where I didn't think I was capable of certain things because I haven't did it yet, and I just didn't show and prove to myself. Once again, show and prove to myself. I had to make sure that all the chips were, all the things lined up, everything was right, and everything fell into place properly. And man, what I didn't know. See, these are the things that you find out later on. It's like once you actually activate and get on the other side of things, you realize, man, wow, I was missing out. I'm now about 6 months in of the show. And there's so much I want to say right now, but I'm still waiting for certain things to kind of be all the way where they're supposed to be, and kind of as they happen, reveal them. I'll say that there are certain things that are happening right now, and I'm revealing and doing currently that things are happening for the show, and I'm really excited about. But I could tell you for a fact that this show, I was not expecting this much to happen within 6 months. But all that, it wasn't that things happened too fast for me. It really was just that it was waiting on me. It really was. It was just waiting on me. I say this when anybody like, well, you know, from getting in relationships, from doing certain things, to getting something in your life, people will say, hey, you think this happening too fast? You think I'm moving too fast? And I always say to somebody in that situation, oh, anything happening too fast is because you can't keep pace. You just weren't ready to deal with what comes with it. You know, if you can keep pace, no, it's not happening too fast. If you can handle what you're dealing with, it's not happening too fast. Am I getting the house too quick? Not if you can afford it. Am I jumping into this relationship too quick? Not if you have good intentions and you have an understanding of what you're trying to get into with this person and how you're building and have good communication and willing to have some compromise. No, it's not happening too fast. If you're willing to keep pace. Are you willing to keep pace? You know, I want to do all this business, but maybe it's a little too soon. Is it too soon? Is it really too soon? Are you doubting yourself, or you just don't have enough things in place yet? And whatever those things that are supposed to be in place, are you actively going and doing those things to put them in place? Or are you constantly just telling yourself, I'm waiting on the right time? And that's fine. I tell everybody this too. It's fine. You don't want to do what you've been thinking about doing, you've been sitting on and all that. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I always think about this. Every 18 months to 2 years, somebody else is also thinking about that idea, and they may have more money and more resources and more support than you, and they're going to do it. And you're going to be in competition with them versus helping them and them being a part of what you're doing. Even the Cigar Room show. There's other shows actually called the Cigar Room. There's actually other podcast shows called the Cigar Room. To some kind of wording with it, and that's fine. I had to find my niche and what I was good at with it. So, and to be transparent with all of you, I'm still figuring that part out. I just hope that what I'm doing so far is doing well and being received well by somebody out there. Everybody isn't gonna agree with what you're doing. Everybody isn't gonna like what you're doing. That's fine. That's fine. What you're saying and what you're doing and how you're going about it isn't for everybody. And people are going to tell you all the time, well, if you really want to get more people to do this, you really want people more to do that. You do what's comfortable for you. You do what's best for you, because it's no reason for you acting out of character to get more people. That will happen. More people will happen naturally, because you're not the only person who thinks like you, moves like you, has perspective like you in this world. Listen, and in case y'all haven't realized this before, there's people that will tune into or subscribe to whatever you're doing, whatever it is, a lot of times just to watch. They don't really maybe even have a real interest in what you're doing. They just want to watch and see what happens. You know, a lot of people just want to do that. And a lot of times we don't even realize that. I can guarantee you, everybody who watches the Cigar Room show probably isn't into cigars. Not everyone. Not everyone's into cigars. They maybe like the show for whatever reason, Well, whatever that reason is, I can't thank you enough and I appreciate you. But a lot of times your ideas, your dream, your passion that you have in life, something that you just feel a strong desire to do, is just waiting on you. Just waiting on you. This was just waiting on me. And I can tell you right now, there was so much that happened. By the way, in just like 3 months' time, to be really transparent, 3 months' time, so much has happened. So much has happened within 3 months from April to now. So much has happened for this show. And the support has been extraordinary. And it just humbles me. It just really, it's amazing to me. And I'm so thankful. There was times when I wasn't sure about even doing this still. There was times when I wasn't even sure about continuing any kind of show or anything, any type of promotion, any type of platform. It was times where I didn't want it, business, different things I'm involved in. I just wasn't sure of it. But I gotta check myself. I had to check myself. And by the way, it took some people around me too. See, when I was consistent in putting out good energy, when I was consistent in putting out what was quality as far as the work I was putting in, and the rapport I have with people, the love I have from people, when I kept putting that out, it started coming back. I'm a big believer in that. You put out, it will come back. If your intention is really what it's supposed to be, it will come back. It will. You keep consistent with your intention and your work ethic, it will come back. And those people that got love for you for real, they will really come through and save you from yourself sometimes. That's what people that had love for me did. You know, they can't, no. This is what you gotta do. This is what you're supposed to do. So go do it. That's really what it came down to. And I really thought about that. I really think, I'm so thankful that the energy I put out there, that's how it happened. So my idea, my passion, whatever it is I was putting out there, it was just waiting on me. And it's still looking, and after it gets done waiting on you, now it's looking to make sure you're going to be consistent. Can you sustain what you have? Because sustainable growth is very important. Are you growing? Are you sustaining what you have? Are you making sure? Are you doing checks and balances along the way? Whatever it is, are you? Are you willing to sustain it? Because sustaining it is having the willingness to do what comes with it, which is me avoiding certain issues you don't have to have in your life, avoiding certain people that are problems, avoiding your own self, giving yourself problems, creating your own obstacles for yourself. You telling yourself how much you can't and you shouldn't, or you're not sure about something. I'm telling you from personal experience, I was doing that. Getting in my own way. Not letting the very thing that I'm supposed to be being consistent at, I just start failing and faltering mentally. And that's where it starts. And then eventually, you'll do it physically. You'll physically just start failing and be like, yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. Sure. You keep telling yourself that to make yourself feel comfortable about what you weren't willing to deal with or do. Just wasn't meant to be. You know, what's meant for me is meant for me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. What's meant for me is meant for me, and what will be, will be. The person who's saying that is a person with free will and choice. That's not even controlling their own template that they created. That's who it's being said by. Someone with free will and choice is saying what's meant for me is meant for me. Like I get what people are saying, because they're believing that the universe is somehow miraculously going to work it all out for you. Sure. Sounds like a lot of people with faith with no works, though. I'm gonna not do it, and if it comes back and then it works itself out, then yeah, I got you. You want to doubt it and talk about how you talk about how it just may work out for you. Well, you ain't putting any more. No, you're not putting in no more work, and you just believe it's gonna work itself out. The universe gonna do the work now. I got you. You keep believing that. There's a small minority of people that even happens for. It's very small. That somehow, some way, something just works. It just happens. And those stories are out there. It's like, man, it just came back and I didn't even expect it. Yeah, sure. That's small minority of people. But the majority of us, it will never happen like that. Ever. It's gonna take your work ethic. It's gonna take your belief. It's gonna take your consistency. It's gonna take your willingness to learn more, endure more. It's gonna take all of that. Because why? You're in a different place than a lot of these other people. Than that minority, by the way, who just already had things anyway available to them. And it just came back again for them because it was just already available. It don't take much for them. You know them people. It don't take much. They just already had a lot of stuff already available to them. Then you got people that really got to work for it. And those of you out there that really got to work for it, really got to grind for it, you know what I'm talking about. You cut from a different cloth. And let me tell you something. When you cut through all that red tape and all those different things and problems that you got to get through in life to get to a different place, when you do that, trust me, you're going to sustain it differently than anyone else. Because your foundation is so much stronger because you endured more. That's what you got to know. So, understand that your idea, your passion, your dream, the thing you just have a strong push to want to do and you just feel like it's something you should be doing, it's just waiting on you. I hope you put forth the effort. I hope you put forth the strength to endure. And I hope you make the most of whatever you're about to do. I'm going to continue to do that. And I'm going to continue to keep myself developing and sustain the things and endure. I'm going to continue to do that. And I appreciate all y'all support out there because you're helping me do it. And for those of you out there that need any kind of support from me or need any help, I'm here for you. And I hope everyone out there has a blessed and prosperous week from the Cigar Room.